Alright, you might reasonably wonder what's going on here. Well, I don't know what we're going to stream tonight. I could go for some Granada, I could well go for some Anno, and I have the outstanding punishment game Toki Tori 2+. So I've put up this wee poll. Maybe that's a wee bit small. It's about to disappear, so let's just give it limelight. You guys have voted fairly overwhelmingly for Europa Universalis 4. Who would have thought? But I don't like these kind of winner-takes-all polls. I like winner-takes-all, but it doesn't really fit this well. So what I have done is, of course, disregarded your votes here, at least as they stand, and momentarily you're going to see what they translate to, if I can get everything else together here. This is a bit of a complex setup here, but trust me, I know what I'm doing. Oh yeah, this looks good. This looks just right. Okay, we're good. Let's see if we can get this on screen as well then. Yeah, that's a wheel if ever I saw one. So, I have taken the votes in there and slapped them onto this, the wheel that we use for many purposes. They're in a truly random order here. We got EU4, we got Punishment, and we've got Anno 1800. See, the problem with voting is that you can get some real mob rule going on. Maybe EU4 isn't the best thing to be streaming tonight, and the people that voted for Anno or for Punishment were correct in their choice. It's one thing to be popular, but I like a lucky choice. Not from lucky, but lucky. So, everybody has a proportional chunk of the wheel. Anno has the smallest part, EU4 has the largest, but we're going to spin it around, and whatever we land on, that's what we're going to be playing tonight. Is there a wild card in the wheel? No, I didn't quite have that much of an elaborate setup. But it means everybody's got their fair chance here. There's a lot of EU, but we're passing a lot of EU. Oh. See, that was very close. Could have just as easily been Anno, and just as easily been Punishment. But we did land on EU4, and they can feel all the better for voting for it, knowing that they were correct and lucky. So, might as well get this done seamlessly. I'm going to transfer over to EU, but this Death Road to Canada music, whilst amazing, is not quite befitting the moment here. So let's get to what would be more fitting than CK2 music. Alright, let's let us transition. Away you go, wheel. Well, nah, away you go, wheel. Is this how democracy works? This stream is not a democracy, so it doesn't matter. But I do like the fact that we get people participating in these choices. It's like the Stanley Parable, right? All about choices. I had all of the games somewhat ready to go, but I better update the everything here. Streaming such a chore. Don't appreciate all the stuff going on in the background. There we go. At least I don't have to change the games here. Boy, I sure miss my home in Iberia, but that was taken from us by the most unjust of wars. Castile, with their double union over Aragon and Naples, their permanent alliance with Portugal, having a god on their side, and at the time having no enemies, decided that they would pick on poor Granada. And they stole our provinces from us. They've converted half of them. Not only that, but Granada was one hell of a place to be. 31 development. That was no cheap thing to do, but we're alive. And what's more, we're relatively thriving. We've built up our own little Sunni hug box. Some of them are hugging each other a bit too tightly, though. You always play a dangerous game when you ally with both the Ottomans and the Mamluks. They hate each other. They will always hate each other. Do they have historical rivalry as well? Yes, they do, and that makes it all the harder for them to ever see eye to eye. Basically, these two will never coexist for any length of time, and the Ottomans appear quite happy to keep claiming their lands and working their way down. Fortunately for me, in a way, although they are killing each other, it's not directly. If they ever declared war on each other directly, then I would suffer big time. I'd have to say no to one of those alliances or suffer some big hits one way or the other. But the Ottomans have been fighting Mamluks via another party. They took out Dulkadir, who was allied to Mamluks. Next up, they're probably going to take care of Karaman, also allied to the Mamluks. Aden, I don't think is a big concern for them, although their guarantee of Cyprus can always get them into a wee bit of trouble. And Marsh tackles, saying, well, at least the Ottomans are getting swole. Yes, they finally managed to come around after their disastrous start, which cost me dearly. Granted, should never rely strictly on one power, but Granada doesn't have a lot to go on. Venice, which gave them such a hard time, have been eliminated, as has eliminated as a threat, as has Albania. However, a new threat rises. Austria now borders the Ottomans. That said, Austria couldn't even keep an empire together here. Bohemia pretty solidly has the crown, and it's starting to blob up in the HRE faster than normal. Brandenburg taking the north, Bohemia in the center. Austria has not really grown much to the south at all. And somebody said, what the hell's with the Brittany plunging into the French? I mean, it's standard fare for Brittany to grab Anjou, but it does mean that France is probably going to really want to cripple Brittany sooner or later. They're allied, but that's just time-delayed food. So what's been happening for good old Granada? Well, we committed some border gore atrocities, which I like to believe is the reason that Castile and friends declared war on us. We tried to polish off the last of Morocco, but they gained a timely alliance with Timbuktu. I'm surprised they didn't break that alliance looking back on it, but there's old Timbux. They're not particularly strong compared to us, but they don't like us. We've been getting our grotty fingers deep down into Africa here because I wanted this gold. I still want this gold, so I'm going to be keeping it. I'm not sure I care so much about these other crummy provinces, but this whole area rightfully belongs to me. In fact, I'm not going to have this truce with Mali forever. I should consider making those extra claims so I have a slightly easier time. I don't know if I'm going to want to integrate Yolof or keep them around as a subject. They're not going to be particularly powerful. Then again, their land isn't great. I do not know is the long and short of it. However, what I do know is that I converted them to Sunni, and if they ever get the autonomy on these lands down, which might happen eventually, we'll be able to get their lands properly converted to Sunni down. This is the only one with actually low autonomy. I'd like to change it. Haha, producing slaves, keeping it nice and fast. You know what, it's only going to cost 21 ducats. I might as well get some of their development converted, especially if it's on their new capital, which they changed. Oh, well, fair play to them. Point is, I've been digging into Africa because I've needed a target. I was hoping to go for the random new world, but it seems that I've generated myself a random new ocean. There has not been any land mass in sight yet, and worryingly so, the Iberians have been trucking their way around Africa. I'm tempted to grab Cape Coast, but I'm going to need my core on Gebu first, so hopefully they don't swing it from me, and then I can secure one of the natural harbours around here. And there's a chance Portugal will hate me enough that they attack me for it, but hey ho. I was eyeing up the opportunity to attack Castile. Ottomans would join in, The Mamluks, funnily enough, would also join in if I had the favours with them. And Tunis, once I clear their debt, and I think I would happily pay 300 ducats to get Tunis involved in this war. They could all join in. I'm not sure if they'd be able to coordinate navies well enough to take them on, but if I could just get all of their troops over here in one place, preferably before Castile unlock their invincible warriors that they get with the age bonus, Age of Reformation. There we are, Spanish tertios, shock damage received -30. Fighting that is just hell on high water. But we gotta do what we gotta do. We'll keep the game going. I don't think there's anything left for me to explore right now, since I already did try exploring when I had all the extra range. Didn't I? I strongly recall doing so, but no, I must have done. Why would I have not done that? Let's check by looking at colonial range here. Yeah, okay, this is barely in my range as it is. Yep, fair enough. However, once I have my core on Gabu, we'll be able to explore a wee bit more. Working on the cores, I need a whole bunch of everything, right? I never have enough points. The only thing I've been drowning in is mill points, and I use that to gain ideas rather than tech. Problem is Portugal has now got tech 9, dangerous times. And Portugal is doing some knowledge sharing. Colonialism is going to go to the Papal States. I'd hoped to snag the colonialism institute for myself, but that looks like that's not going to be happening. And if I want colonialism myself, I need a New World colonial nation. Truth of Strong High is over, but they quite like me. They won't be coalitioning me anytime soon, so it's all pretty good news for us. Jake, I'm glad to see you back playing EU4 every day. I miss these streams. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. This isn't going to be happening every day, but it is good to be back, no doubt about that. Okay, our friends really want to rise up everywhere. My troops can't be everywhere at once. And whilst I have a fair coastline, it's not enough to get all the navy that I want at once. You don't need a colonial nation to spawn colonialism. Ha ha ha. Well, I need a nearby friendly port, or I have a New World colonial nation. It's already spawned in Portugal. That's the problem. And it's all the more reason that I'm going to have to destroy those freaks over there. Lazy merchant, yeah! I wanted him to be working in Timbuktu, but I can't even reach there. I will put him there when I have a core right here, which should give me the range though. Should. So I'm keeping him lazy so that I actually remember that. I really hope the Iberians don't jump on this. It's a bit of a crappy province for a variety of reasons, but I still want it. How many wars with Morocco will happen? I like to think the next one will be the last one. Also, it's not impossible for me to fight against Timbuktu and then just snag Morocco in the ensuing chaos. But it's also the most garbage province imaginable, right? It's arid, it's 3 development, they've even got some protectionism, and they've bent to social protests. Ew. It's basically a nasty province that nobody wants. Nobody at all. Okay, I could finally core up Garb, which I've been wanting to do for a while. I can't core any of these inland ones until some of these cores are done. I really want these gold provinces properly cored up. Lots of people want to rise up against me, especially Moroccans, Malians, Kabus. Trouble is, it takes 3 shipments to get my army from one point of my country to another. So it's not particularly an easy option here. Doesn't Spain need to exist for tertios? You make an interesting point there. Ka-ching. Yeah, you have to be Spain. However, I think Castile have everything they need to form Spain, apart from the admin tech 10. Correct me if I'm wrong. They got that union's going nowhere. And I don't think they need to have Granada annexed, but it would be hilarious if they did. Okay, there we go. The Fulanis wish to rise up. So what I will do is activate some forts that will keep the... There we go. Lost my train of thought there. It'll keep the Moroccans in line if they rise up whilst I'm down in Africa. Well, I'm already in Africa, right? Colonists can be used on provinces I already own to increase development, but I'd rather hoard my money right now than scratch a few more African dev. Says the guy, dedicating his own missionary to helping out his subject. There we go, that's the Fulani's risen up. However, this is exactly why I snagged and kept the fort at Futa Yalon. I'm not the biggest fan of Futa, but by having it I'll be able to fight the separatists on ideal circumstances, because there's a river crossing to get to that province as well. So that is most fortuitous. That's if I can get more units here in time, which it's not actually looking that likely for. I'd need at least another shipment over here. There we go, thankfully defended by that zone of control. Joloffe really wants liberty because I forced them to convert. Now hang on, the Fulanis may stroll into Mali. No, they won't. They'll look at Fulani culture and their cores. Great, got Gabu, which means I am able to send a colonist to Cape Coast. It's going to cost money, but it should give me more of a springboard over here, and also I should be able to stop what you're doing, grab 3 of you. I mean, the rest of you can keep protecting. No, it wasn't protecting trade. You were privateering right here. You there with Killer DJ, I want to know more about what's out there. Don't you have the ability to explore anywhere? You're joshing me. Well, they won't do anything unless I put them into a port, I suppose. And now it's time to get some coring on that gold. I can't be having this 75% autonomy on a 6 dev gold province. That's just not right. Accept Moroccan culture, Jake. I really, really don't want to. I mean, sure, they make up most of my country, but they're Moroccans. By chance, going full Al-Andalus doesn't... No, it doesn't give me anything quite that nice. However, it would move my capital over to Cordoba, which would be extremely useful. I don't really like tag changing. A lot of people love it, though. But I just love still being Granada. Still, I will most likely form full-on Al-Andalus. Okay, we'll accept your bloody Moroccans. There we go. That should give us a pretty good return of investment, even though dip spending has been really harsh on us for some time. Which is better, Jake? EU4, Patrician, Caesar, or Factorio? What is your number 1? Ooh, okay, that is very, very difficult. Kutai is going to war, that's not important to me. Right, that is very difficult. It wouldn't be Caesar. I love Caesar, but it's not up there with the other... okay, I also love Patrician, but it's garbage, so... let's not count that together either. Damn, they got in there before I could take advantage of the river crossing. Right, we'll just get all of our units here and ready to rock and roll on them. Lazy Explorer. So I guess it's down to Factorio or EU4. And I think EU4 would win that one. Let's check out the Reef of Yarns. Factorio is the more polished game. Hell, I'd probably even say it is the better game for me. But I will always come back to EU, whereas I do get tired of Factorio. Hope I don't get fired for saying that. Glad I could catch a live stream. Been watching on YouTube for a while, says Say10LGN. Enjoy the Prime sub. Oh, rest assured I will. Thank you very much. I may smack talk people around in chat a fair bit, but I very much do appreciate what you guys do for me. I once played Factorio for 21 hours straight, says the Unorthodox Box. It's such a good game, though. It has no business being that good. And addictive, holy moly. Since I actually have money, I might not be making tons of money, but I do have it. It's high time I considered getting some advisors. I guess Mill... No, Mill is important. Everybody needs that Tech 9 for upcoming war. And missionary strength is nice and all, but perhaps unrest would be more useful for me. But missionary strength would make it useful for converting these heathens. However, it's expensive as all hell to do that. I can tolerate them for a short while. It's not like they're that bad. No, I think the short term the better answer is to get that unrest reduction. Ka-clunk. Time definitely flies when playing Factorio. Oh, heavens, yes. Such a good game. I didn't stream it for that long. I don't consider myself that good at the game yet, but who knows? What? In what world have we become one of the great powers? Did someone get badly demoted? Who got their teeth kicked in? Did Lithuania really lose enough to be kicked off? Well, that is untoward. But still, can't deny it. We are a great power. Ming, of course. Ming have been dead and buried since the, well, for a long time now. When you see Min on the map, you know that Ming have problems. Ah, it's when I landed here and took this province. That was enough to bolster me up. I'm tempted to go and kill all the natives. The local goods produced will only be any good if this actually gives me something nice. And the odds of gold are non-existent. Completely non-existent. It'll be slaves, tropical wood, fish. Ivory is very nice. Coffee and sugar and dyes are all great. Iron also good, but I don't know. I should probably just go and kill them all. I can't afford to have my units slapping around the whole day. But I really needed that extra growth. Oh, it's going to take forever to get that province. You are African great power, because in Africa you are greatest power after Congo, obviously, says Wolf, who has no idea what he's talking about, but that's why we like him, right? No. Right, there are rebels to slaughter, there are claims to make. I really want Yoma. I'm having that. Look at that, 9 base manpower. They must have had an event or something that pushed that up. Got Conquest of Mali, I'll be taking a whole lot more than just that. Kabu in Gabu wish to rise up. Fair dues. Where the heck's my... Land! It was right there! God, we could have been the ones that had colonialism. That is pretty cruel, the difference there. Oh, Portugal get another 6 mil leader. Yeah, diplomat, sure. That looks very diplomatic. One of these days we're going to fix that bug. Never accurately tells you what kind of a ruler you have there. Right, the Gabus of Kabu wish to rise up pretty soon, so we're going to be ready for them. We'll also get this other gold province cored ASAP. What gave me the extra colonial range? The coring of Gabu gave me the range. The range to get down here, and what the heck is this even? Well, it's technically within range, right? I'm not actually sure it's... Ah, crumbs, look at them there. They decided to rise up and kill my everything. That's fine though. I mean, what'll happen is it burns down, because there's not a whole lot I can do about that. And then I'm going to go kill them all. It's what Jesus would want. So there we go. Damaged our colony, but I'm just going to go straight back there. It didn't exactly cost me much to lose that. There are conversions possible, but they don't impact on religious unity, and I tolerate these guys pretty well. They don't even add to unrest. But what I will do right now is I will get my killing spree ready. It's nice to call it a killing spree because it makes it sound more fun than it actually is. We'll have 3 of you actually. 3 and 5 seems okay. And then you're going to be FOB. Oh yeah, Iqbal should get on this one. Kill them all, and then you're going to go down here and discover all this land for me. I'd like to... well, there's a lot of things I'd like to do. Might be worth my time getting this instead of this, actually. But I do want both of them. Because we lost that, I'm not going to be a great power for much longer. It was Hungary that we overtook by a wee shred there. Actually, what kind of range are we talking about? Do I have what it takes to get on these provinces? No, look at that. They're all just slightly too far away. I either need a bit more range. Now, I could get that with an advisor. This colonial range guy. The question is if it's worth spending that to get over here. I should look at the provinces first. Actually, it's probably a whole lot more worth to me than Cape Coast. It's very slow for me to grow in Cape Coast due to the tropical malice. And I do want to fast track getting a colonial nation. Because otherwise I'm never going to get the institutions. I think this could work out. Is it Indonesia upside down? Not quite. Not quite. Yeah, you know, I like the idea of exploring that more, but I also have these guys that want to rise up. So I'm between a rock and a hard place here. Yeah, I think we'll get our boats once they're back to explore the coastline here, and then I'll send off Colonist alone. No need to take and worry about Cape Coast at all, really. These other places are a higher priority. And we can get Huta cored up. This will stay a territory. This must be stated ASAP, so I can have some sweet lower autonomy on that gold. As we say, where's the gold? Jake, what are you going to call your new destined rightful Granada clay? I'm thinking a nice historical name like Nuevo Granado. Or, or how about Camp Granada? Right, we got Dra, which I'm far less concerned about than Garb. Garb is where it's at. Hey, it's only Garb and Dra that really want to rise up with these Moroccan ne'er-do-wells. Ah, Jollof. I swear if this distraction costs me Gaboo. So yes, there is the opportunity for me to simply raise autonomy on Garb and Dra. That's a lot of... it's a fair bit of income lost on that because this is good development. But I think I will do so anyway. Just so I don't have to deal with those revolts. It's a bit regrettable, especially on this province, but as long as my estates aren't too picky right now, which they are not. Damn, Garb has it all. Good base tax, natural harbour, but it's in the Safi trade node. Safi trade node is also means sucky trade node. I'll give the merchant guilds Dra. Boost up that power quite a bit. Garb I'm less sure about because the trade good here sucks. And again, could really help a guy out. And the merchant guild's always struggling for influence anyway. Well, actually they have a ton of influence. But they can have it for longer. There you go. I just want that sweet money. Portugal's absolutely caning their way around the continent. There we go. You know about the reef now. Tell me about its coastline. Will you be expelling Moroccans to the New World? I don't have any beef with the Moroccans, right? They were my ally in a very important period of time, and then it was simply a natural progression of land. They had it, and then it was mine. I want to save up for Miltech 8. There's no way I'm taking ideas at this point. Okay, we have visual. It is close. It is only like 30 odd away. Let's just make absolutely sure about that fact. Yeah, I can't reach any of this. Oh man, this land is Garbo with a capital G. Tell me more about development here. Oh, that's rough. That is exceptionally rough. Can we have a do-over? Well, I might as well grab something here. Oh man, it's arid. It's tropical. Could we have something that's neither of these as well? Even the New World sucks in this for me. Random new ocean is not doing me any favors here. Let's get a good view of them before we start sending off colonists. Is there even a center of trade there? Oh, Gaboo! They've done it. Ah, oh, come on. It was just a few days before I needed to be there myself. It's fine, it's Savannah, and I have better maneuver than them. Might as well have better shock than them while we're at it. Our conquistador is on fire. Timurid's gone bankrupt, which is hilarious. And the Malians want to rise up in Bur. I do not want to give up Bur to any man, since it's full of gold. You guys just chill out in Gebu for now, though. I don't know what trade goods we're looking at here. Livestock, fish, wool. What did I do to earn this? You'd figure if you were going to be this bad, you'd at least have something nice hiding there for me. But they do not. This is grimmer than playing Monopoly alone. Nice province here, though. I kind of like the look of this one. I'd take it, but it's miles away. What you're saying is this is a tropical Wales. Let's not get too harsh here. Well, the arid ones are at least a bit better for us than the tropical ones. I think what we should do is grab the easiest looking province here. So I'm going to look by climate. None of them are temperate, right? And it's all tropical or arid or just bad, man. Absolutely bad. This one looks okay-ish. It's Savannah. I wasn't looking at what kind of... Okay, we get the choice of Savannah, coastal desert, and more coastal bloody desert. And... oh, well, we have something here. We have a center of trade, but this is probably too far away even with any bonuses. I can add 80 to what I have. Ooh! Can just get there. Alright, so this is how it goes down. We will fire our diplomat again. At least this time he doesn't die. We're going to grab Colonial Range individual, and then... oh, it's 20, not 50. Okay, so we get the crummiest province there is. Is this some kind of joke to you, game? Now, I could throw some people over there that I don't like, or just send a colonist anyway. Which of these people do I not like the most? Algerians or Berbers? Berbers are accepted. Algerians don't make up a terrible amount of my country, though, do they? Algerians. Ah, here they are. That would get me some Andalusians here, which sounds rather nice. I don't think I have a lot to gain from doing this, and it does cost. It's not a freebie. But if I were to send Algerians, what would I want to do? The cost is a bit high for me. Yeah, I think the cost isn't really worth it at this point. And I think, although they're not that ferocious, I'm going to send over one cheeky little bugger of a unit. Hell, maybe two of them. Just over there to play it cool. Well, not quite yet. That doesn't make sense to do just yet. Damn, my force limit is nice. And since my manpower isn't too shabby either, let's grab some units here to make up. Ooh, here's a thought. Why don't I send these buggers over? Right, then I would get rid of the fetishists and the Malians from my delicious gold provinces. I mean, it would only take a year until I could do that. I like that idea. It would be quite expensive to do so in terms of dip. But I do like chucking... Wouldn't you have fetishists in the colony then? I would. I guess it would just mortgage my problem. Alright, screw it, we'll take it. You can't expel from provinces of separatism. All good points. Yeah, and this one does have separatism. Well, good job. You finally found us something that we could take for ourselves. However, there is more to find there. South Atlantic and West African. I want to know more. Give them a holiday. Be generous. They're not even coastal. They've never seen boats. They'll love it. I don't think anybody would like being in Jacasica. Also, for what it's worth, I can fire this guy because he's costing me an arm and a bloody leg. Improve relations is nice, but dip rep is nicer for keeping people in my wars. And that colonist is almost there. The worst thing I could have happen is that the guys rise up and torch my colony, and then I have to rehire the guy to be able to reach it. Do I understand correctly that Jake ignores questions relating to game development? I'll ignore the ones that I want to ignore. I like to think that's a good system, because it works for me. Right, the Malians wish to rise up, and since I know that they are only wanting to rise up in Bur, it would be prudent for me to get my units over there. Lickety-split. It's hilly, so... So. Legalism, mysticism, how am I even looking? I quite like legalism because tech is an issue, to say the least. And you've already explored the sea for me. I like these islands. I'm not the only one that likes them, and I'm pretty short on colonists, what with only having one of them. But still, continue to explore for me so I know more about my surroundings, please. Right, over in Bur, I know that's not the greatest supply for you, but I'm sure you'll be okay. You guys just hang out in Gabu. I don't think any more soldiers will help. No, just add to the costs. Okay, we're ready for them. Garb is all cored up, and you guys just sit there forevermore. You'll be my go-to for dealing with revolts over there. Rogue privateers. I'll have their heads for that. I finally have my range in Timbuktu. Time to get that power over to Safi, where I can drink some actual dosh. I miss when I could go and incite natives in AI provinces and just burn them down, but it was pretty exploity. Arid and no adjacent control, burning that down like mad. Ouch. Still, we gotta do what we gotta do, even though that's going to take quite a while. Keep that exploration going. We'll also make sure that we have our other claim that we want in Mali. I have no intention of going deeper into Mali. I mean, where's the gold even? Isn't there a fourth one? But no intention of going deeper into Mali. Why would I even? Certainly want that province, which is high development and already Sunni for me. But expanding beyond this just seems like a... well, I say a waste of time, but it's not like I'm expanding into this anytime soon. Or am I? Or am I? The tech is concerning. Those Portuguese will shoot us to death. But I could have all my allies join in. 14, 14, 15, 18, 20. Actually, I did. Ah, right, the Ottomans are up there. Wow. That is a big opportunity, but it's not like they're without their own power. And if they outdo me on the seas, there's not a whole lot I can do in response to that. Bold to assume that Mamluks and Ottos will show up anytime soon. Well, even if they don't, I have a fort right here that I can give them quite a bit of a smashing with. I guess one of the problems is I would be hard-pressed to get them... hang on, would they go for Portugal as well? Mamluks would not. They don't hate Portugal as much as they hate Castile. The problem is that if we can't get across here, then they can just sit on that side and laugh at us. And there's little guarantee that between the bunch of us we'll be able to take them on. After all, that Mamlukian fleet tends to be on this side, which it is. Well, not entirely. Look at that. 8 galleys right there. Whole bunch of Otto galleys here. Maybe it is bold to assume. Declare for West Africa. Again, they'll have the naval superiority. There's a good chance it'll just work against me there. But it's not to say that's how it'll go. Right, I'm going to kill off these Malian separatists, get my troops back home, and then assess what can be done. In the meantime for that, though, perhaps I should... what do we have? 23? Now we can transport 24 at a time. Well, 24 in 3 goes. Just need these guys to rise up, though. Jake, I've been watching with half an eye. What are you colonizing? What do you want to colonize? I want a colonial nation so that I can actually get some institutes spreading within my country. But this is only a leaping board to get to other places here, because this land sucks real hard. What happened to your namesake province? Oh, we're just biding our time to take it back. Don't you worry, girly. Akiyunlu goes bankrupt? What madness is this? Almost regret lifting this. However, if I have this mountainous fort that they all have to churn into anyway, and I just ravage them with my own units, granted I'm not swimming in money to do so, I can at least hold out until my buddies arrive. Hopefully they win on the seas as well. If we look at the navies, right, even if we just look at galleys here, Ottomans 40. Aragon 6. With those numbers, they could take down even heavies, as long as they pick their fights here. Tempting. Alright, come on, you useless Malians, rise up. I'm not giving you any autonomy, so I need you to rise up. There we go. I mean, I could do this to further incite them to rise up, because I want them here and done, and then not pay for my missionaries, of course. Oh, this missionary's done as well, that's good. But I need this autonomy to go down before I consider that. Get over here. This is pretty beautiful, however, this is the opposite. I should have time with that, though. Okay, I should ready myself somewhat. I want to torch these guys alive. Oh man, come on, Malian separatists. Ottoman's taking care of some rebs there, but what could go wrong? Well, maybe I should be a bit more scared of the numbers here. Nah, it'll be fine. I doubt anything could reasonably go wrong. South Atlantic coast. Might be a bit risky to send off my boats when I'm expecting to go to war, but do it anyway. What ideas do the Ottos and Mams have? Ooh, now there's a good question. That'll come up in the war. Offensive for Mams, and economic, which is no bad thing. Administrative and defensive here. Whereas the Castilians have nothing to help them in quality. Okay, no quality ideas here at all. Not at all. Good. Okay, geez, come on, guys. I need you back here. No, that is not what we're about here. Take them on and get back. If you leave, they'll spawn for sure. Yeah, no doubt. They took that land, but thankfully it's... I actually don't think the fetishists can spread fetishist faith that way, can they? A theologian for unrest reduction at half price sounds pretty good. I doubt I'll take him anytime soon though, but we'll have him around if need be. Truce with King Kong is all gone. Oh man, the Ottomans are doing that thing where they don't know what to do very well. However, Tunis won't go to war anytime soon, and the Mamluks are all out of morale, so they're not doing anything right now either. Castile just got the Institute, so... Well, Fernando isn't that amazing at attacking for mill, but I know some people that are way ahead of the curve here. The rebels just never appearing when you truly want them. However, what I have is Bam book done, so what I can